Have you ever wondered why it is that the Catholic Church hierarchy does things that go against the Bible? Why do they put such emphasis on statues, which the Bible calls idols? And why do some of their idols or statues look like demonic or satanic figures that the Church of Satan worships? Why do they train those under them to go against the Word of God concerning the bowing down to these idols? Why do they train those under them to worship or pray to other saints besides Jesus Christ? 1 Timothy 2:5 says, "For there is one God, and one mediator between God and men, the man Jesus Christ." So if the Word of God says that only Jesus is the one between man and God, and that we are to pray to Him, or to get to God go through Him, why do Catholics pray to Mary, or ask her for her to intercede on their behalf? Revelation 22:8 says, "John saw these things, he heard them, and when he heard and seen, he fell to the floor to worship before the feet of an angel, who showed him those things." Verse 9, "He said to me, 'Don't do it, for I am your fellow servant, and your brethren the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book. Instead, worship God.'" So even John, who was near God, receiving revelation from God directly from an angel, felt inclined to worship the created, to worship the angel, and the angel himself rebuked him, telling him not to do it, knowing that it was not something God ordained or wanted to happen. And could it be that some of these miracles from the Virgin Mary or other idols that the Catholic Church has raised up that have created to bow down and worship, perhaps they are not from God? Perhaps these miracles have been counterfeit from the wicked. 2 Thessalonians 2:9 says, "Whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders." Revelation 13:15 says, "The false prophet had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So the book of Revelation tells us that there will be a false prophet who will have the power of Satan, and that power will produce lying signs and wonders. And in that power he will be able to make images, perhaps statues or any other man-made image. He will be able to make them speak, thus giving the image life. But perhaps there is a financial reason as to why these idols are so important. Perhaps they have not reached some enlightenment or recent revelation from God that He wants people to bow before these images and worship. But instead, they make their own decisions based on what's convenient to the mindset of the flesh. Acts 19:24 says, "There was a certain man named Demetrius who was a silversmith, who made shrines for the goddess Diana. He brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, or he made great wealth by this craft." Verse 25, "He called together with the workmen of the same occupation, 'Sir, you know that by this craft we have our wealth,' or 'we have great business.'" Verse 26, "Paul has persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods, which are made with hands." So the Apostle Paul was given instruction and personal revelation, doctrine by Jesus Christ, that the people should not worship or bow before images made with hands. And Paul in his ministry turned many people away from that, which undoubtedly put a damper on the great revenue and business of idol worship. Acts 27. "Of course, I'm not just talking about the loss of public respect for our business, I'm also concerned that the temple of the great goddess Artemis will lose its influence, and that Artemis, this magnificent goddess worshipped throughout the province of Asia and all around the world, will be robbed of her great prestige. New Living Translation. So two things are happening here: the push for idol worship, the influence, and its connection to business. It works perfectly together. And it doesn't matter what the Word of God says. What matters is business. It's one thing to admire art. It's another thing to bow down and worship it as people are being instructed to do. At the end of the day, what is more important? Following man-made tradition or following what God says?